We are not prepared for this. As I was saying a while ago, I was saying that just imagine one of Iranian mixer accidentally is fired, or ballistic missile fire, and it passes and enter African airspace. What will happen? Nobody we will not be able to intercept it, because you have the full impact will be achieved. And that is coming back to what Thomas Sankara once said. That Thomas Sankara once said that he will feed you, controls you, and that you cannot protect. If you cannot be able to be strong, you cannot protect your food. So you must be able to be strong before you protect the food you are eating. And the issue with that is, if you look at what is happening, our brothers and sisters are making mockery of us in Bahrain and in Dubai. I've watched a lot of videos that are saying that, their missiles are flying up and down, they are safe because they are shooting down. They are doing videos. They say, but if it was in their home country, it would just pass fear and make kaboom. Our brothers and sisters who are in those countries that are making mockery. The reason is because we have a leadership in Africa that is not generational. That don't think generational. It think just momentarily. A leadership that believes that it think just about the next election than the next generation. Because all what you are seeing now in the United Arab Emirates, being able to shoot down some of those missiles with accurate precision. The reason why some of those other missiles managed to land on target was because they were overwhelmed. And when the Iron Gun can only shoot 5 missiles at the 30 seconds or 30-minute interval, and Iran send about 50, at least 1 or 2 may not be able to shut down. That's the only reason. It's not because the Iron Gun failed. It did not fail. It's just because of overwhelmingness. But whatever you see is a result of generational leadership. That said, hey, in future there may be a war.
They're moving away from the Iron Dome. They are testing something.
Laser. Now they are moving out to laser.
They tested it I'm sure yesterday.
They are moving out to laser, a sharp laser that just need to. So, but we in Africa, where are we? People are talking about fifth generation, 6th generation. Have you looked at our fighter jets that we're using to fight terrorism in Africa? Have you looked at our helicopters that we're using to fight terrorism in Africa? And here we expect to win terrorism in Africa? Do we even use the unmanned drones to fight terrorism in Africa? But you look at the helicopter that we use today, and the helicopter that were used during the Second World War, First World, they are obsolete. When they send them, and when we receive them here, we're happy with joy. We bring cameras and say, oh, we have received war equipment from France. Come on, we'll film. Why is it that they cannot give us the Apache helicopters? They use the Apache helicopters to fight terrorism.
Why should they give us?
No, I'm just saying.
Don't we have money?
No, I'm just saying that if we were to, because those things are not given for free.
Yeah, but why don't we buy them?
No, we are not poor, but we have a system where we have leadership that doesn't think generational. They think monumental. Look at we would take a loan from France or let's say China. China President Xi Jinping is how many years? 70-something years. He gives you a loan that he knows that China will recover that loan in the next 80 years. 80 years plus this year, he will not be alive. But they have sat and they have given you the loan. But you who receive the loan, you don't also think that that loan is for generation to come. You will squander it and you go for more. And they give you loan, they know that it is generation that will collect the loan. The loan will be collected in the next 100 years. They will not be alive. That is a leadership that thinks generational. And that's why we had just a few presidents in Africa that was thinking generational, like Gaddafi. That was thinking about the next generation, not the next election. In Africa, we always think about the next election, the next election, the next election. That is our problem. Have you looked at the way we calibrate our streets in Africa? Let me use Cameroon for example. We close the roads, we close it down. In fact, when there's a small space at the road, we see that like, this is wastage. Let's put a store there, let's put a store. You calculate just that monumental 50,000 than to redefine that road. So that's why, to answer your question, if there is a bomb, or if Africa was to involve, let's say Africa, the only nations in Africa that can manage to do this is the Maghrebian nations. The Maghrebian nations, to some extent, who fought war. You know, the Maghrebian nations that fought Israel, the Yom Kippur War. You had Egypt as they fought Israel, so they were able to a certain level. They have that kind of defense system. But when you come to sub-Saharan Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, Central Africa, you move towards the sect, it is empty. You can move. Can we even detect mixer? Can we even detect who is on our airspace with accuracy? With accuracy, because there are some drones. US is talking about the B-2 bomber. that they cannot be protected. You cannot even detect it using the radar. The B1 cannot be detected. Imagine that in future there is a conflict between Cameroon or there's a conflict between Nigeria and Egypt. Can we stand? Because now the war is America is using by the air. America has not landed any boot on the ground.
America and
Israel, they have not landed any boot on the ground. They're using the air superiority. And that is what is the new mod in the war. China is building robots. We watched the other day Chinese robot doing kung fu, real time kung fu. Imagine there is a war and they send that robot on the battlefield.
They drop them.
They drop those robots on the battlefield. We Africa, we are thinking about sending our children to go and do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Look at our educational system. Why the rest of the world is moving? Conventional warfare, people are talking about laser. Do we even have an aircraft carrier that we can defend our maritime? Because the aircraft carrier can also enable you to defend your space. Do we have aircraft carrier?
Yeah, but it's what